We welcome you back to Newsmax Now. Time for the weekly Sunday Show Roundup, which we air every Monday. A condensed look at some of the biggest political conversations of the week.
You see Hillary Clinton's new ad talking about her being grandma, and yeah, you're all smirking. Okay.
What, with smirking because they love America?
No, because it doesn't ring.
Grandkids.
I was grimacing. That's a distinction.
He was a United States Senator for 36 years, very distinguished career there. He's been one of the most constructive vice presidents in history, very close relationship with the president. The middle class issue that is now the meme of this campaign has been the theme of his whole political career, and so he's probably looking at this and saying, why not me? But then there is the other side of the equation, which is what it takes to put a presidential campaign together against a very formidable opponent, and I think that is a real big reality check here. So I'm a little skeptical about the bombshell of the weekend.
Well, I've known Joe Biden for many years, and I'm very fond of Joe. But I think the American people who are seeing the middle class of this country disappearing, massive levels of income and wealth inequality, a campaign finance system which is literally corrupt now, owned by billionaires as a result of this disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision, want to go beyond conventional establishment politics.
Donald Trump has discovered one of the previously unknown fringe benefits of presidential frontrunner status: the freedom to call the Sunday shows. That means no fancy suits, no brightly colored ties, and no hairspray is required. Donald Trump on the 3 network Sunday shows.
I'm preparing, but I prepare by seeing what's going on. I don't have pollsters telling me every move that, I can't say this, I can't say that.
Is he ready for Thursday's debate?
The poll numbers are very good. People are tired of being ripped off by the world.
And also making news, that Iran nuclear deal. Both sides remain unmoved on it so far, and the battle in Washington continues to be waged. Joining us live now for more information on this is John Gizzi. He's our Newsmax chief Washington correspondent. So nice to have you with us again.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
John, you have a new column on our parent website, Newsmax.com. In it, you write about the White House's response to American hostages in Iran. In your words, you state, quote, "The White House has tried to reconcile seemingly contradictory statements by President Obama and Secretary of State John Kerry regarding the American hostages in Iran. The question is whether freeing the hostages was brought up during the recent nuclear negotiations with the Tehran regime." So, John, which is it? Were the hostages a part of the nuclear negotiations with Tehran or not? And why all this confusion?
Well, it would just be a confusion because of the words that came from the president on July 15th and from the Secretary of State July 16th. On July 15th, during his now storied exchange with CBS's Major Garrett, President Obama said, now, why would you ask why we didn't bring up the case of the hostages in Iran during the negotiations? Think of the logic of this. And he concluded that the Iranians would want a better deal in order to release the hostages and know how valuable they were as a bargaining chip. That's fine, except the following day, appearing on the Morning Joe's series on TV, Secretary of State Kerry said, believe me when I say this, believe me, we brought up the hostages every day with the Iranians, and I even mentioned it to the foreign minister on our last day there. That would seem to be a contradiction. I brought this up, making the exact word-for-word quotes to Press Secretary Josh Earnest, and what he said was the president made what he called a prudent decision not to have the hostages as bargaining chips because of the reasons he said, but he revealed Secretary Kerry and the other negotiators were urged to discuss them at every opportunity with their counterparts in Iran while not putting them on the table as part of the eventual deal that came out of Vienna. Now, you can look at that either way. For now, it serves as a suitable explanation, but just the choice of words raised doubt, at least among this reporter.
So I want to ask you, because we were just referring to a Quinnipiac poll earlier in the show, the vast majority of Americans seem to oppose this deal. Do you think, in your experience, that this will be sort of a black eye to the Obama administration?
Well, let me point this out. President Obama is putting a lot of chits on this one, and he's betting the house on it, as one member of Congress put it to me. I would very much put it akin to President Wilson and the League of Nations Treaty after World War I, something he lost, or President Carter advancing the Panama Canal Treaty in 1978, something that he won. In other words, it's high-stakes foreign policy poker, and to lose would be an embarrassment to the administration, particularly when you hear a lot of the L word, legacy, in the twilight days of the Obama era.
John Gizzi, Newsmax chief Washington correspondent, thanks so much for joining us live. Always good to have you, and you can read more of John's article by going to our website, newsmax.com.